Hello everybody. How we doing? Happy Wednesday everyone. How's it going? You guys all good? You guys happy? You guys feeling it? Having a good week? I'm having a pretty good week. I'm having a very busy week at least. I've just opened the Rohan Royal Guard box to have a look at it, because I haven't actually had a look at it. And it's interesting, that's for sure. How does it go together? Hello, Hirsch Hugo. It's cold in Paris. It's cold here as well. It's definitely getting that way. Oh, I see how this works. So you choose a spear or a sword, and then you sort of ram it in. Way. Started a Heldrake today. What? Yes. Yeah, not a fun paint job, the Heldrake. I don't envy you, sir. Are you getting a servo skull pallet, Josh? Do you know, I probably will. I'll give it a go, you know. I'm always up for giving it a go. Okay, cool. I have 3 of the exact same horse. That's fun. When are you doing the Chaos Lord on Manticore, Josh? I mean, I have one, but I hadn't planned to do one for a while. We'll see what happens when the Slaves to Darkness book gets announced. We might even announce it on Friday, who knows? Friday? Saturday? There's a preview on Saturday at 5 PM. Apparently I'm incapable of putting boxes away now. Anyway. How are you all doing? Are you all having a good time? Aside from Tattooed Zoologist who is painting a Heldrake. But otherwise I hope you're well, Tattooed Zoologist. Hi, Tiago. So here's the interesting thing, Stoogie. I've actually painted one before. I did a sorcerer on Manticore. But I did it just before I took YouTube mildly seriously. So I never filmed it. So you can see pictures of it on Instagram. It's a long time ago, though. But I have done one before. Like I said, I did the sorcerer. So, tonight, ladies and germs, we will be building some delightful Lord of the Rings models. Because I've been doing a lot of painting. And weirdly enough, I wanted to build some stuff. Talk to you about Lord of the Rings. I saw something. Oh no, I thought I saw something about when are you going to do Clan Rats. I was going to throw throw something out the window. I've done it! So yes, today what we have is a pile of metal models. So we have the Rohan Royal Guards. Here we go. So we have Rohan Royal Guards. These are metal with plastic horses. There they are. We also have the Ambusher Amon Hen. And we also have the Heroes of Helms Deep to build. And this is kind of where it all really sort of starts to begin for old Mr. Warhipsters. I have Lord of the Rings miniatures bought 18 to 20 years ago in articles. They are worth something? They might be, Robson. Depends which ones they are. Some are very out of production. Others are not. So here we go. I've cleaned one up already. There it is. So now I just need to clip off this thing. His stand. And, you know, this presumably. So I have 12 Riders of Rohan, and I want to get your opinions out there as to whether or not I should paint them, or should I just wait and see what happens. Our metal mini's much different to build and paint than plastic. Never had any myself. Is it really worth doing the Rohan Royal Guard, especially with high possibility of new plastics one arriving? Well, yeah, that's the thing. But this is what I kind of think with Lord of the Rings, right? Is that they can't change the scale, so you don't have to worry about your old models no longer being valid. Unlike, 40k, where they're changing the scale constantly now. So, like, you definitely cannot use an old Dante, for example. So, yeah, it is kind of pointless to do this now, because there might be new plastic Rohan Royal Guard. However, I bought them with my own money, so I'm not going to let them go to waste. And if they do a new set, then I'll have 6. Which is nice. Hey, Jason. To answer your question, Ash, they're not really all that different. It's just they're made of metal, and you have to use superglue for it. If anything, building a metal model is much quicker. And you do have to be careful that you don't stick your fingers to it, like I just did. But yeah, if you're going to be hobbying along with me tonight, please do let me know what you're working on. We'll have a chat about it. Good luck, tattoo zoologist. Have a good time. But as always, if you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be very, very useful. It'd be very, very nice of you. It's a free way to support the channel. And I would greatly appreciate you forevermore. I find the old metal Lord of the Rings. Oh, yeah, yeah. Gap filling and whatnot. Helpfully, they've sent me three identical horses. So if I have a problem with the horses, Ricky, then it's going to be replicated 3 times. Graham 7462, congrats on 70k. Thank you very, very much. Yes, we hit that yesterday, which was very exciting. The dream is alive. We might get to 75k this year, which would be lovely. Because if we get to 75, then I'll feel very confident that together we can get our silver YouTube play button next year, which would be a dream come true for a little hipster like me. We just got to keep making that content, you know. Just keep making them sprue reviews. Keep making those painting videos. Evening, Warhipster. Only just saw you alive. What are you working on? So at the moment, we're going to be... Well, today we're going to be working on more Lord of the Rings. So at the moment I've got some Rohan Royal Guards on the table. But we are going to be getting into true nostalgia territory in a minute once we've built 1 or 2 of these. Because we're going to be doing a... around and 1 foot up. I think that is what the one. I think that is the ones they've sent me. Yeah. The issue is I don't have other horses. Actually, I do. I have a box of Rohan. I do have a box of... we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But I do have a box of Riders of Rohan somewhere. Are they the same horses? Are they backwards compatible? Because if that's the case, There is a box here somewhere where I've actually got some built ones, thinking about it. That would speed things up dramatically, wouldn't it? Once the kids are in bed, I'll be milliputting details on a 3D printed Chaos War Mammoth. Treat myself. Oh, that sounds awesome. So these are the horses I have. It looks to me that they are the same horse. Yeah, it's that one. So we can do that. Easy! I'm just delaying the inevitable, but that means that there are 2 horses left for me to build at a later date. Hobby hacks. Thank you. Thank you, Ricky Trixpain. Okay, 1 down. 2 to go. So, as some of you will know, I've been doing Warhammer hobby for a very, very long time. I have been a Warhipster. Well, I haven't been a Warhipster. I've been a Warhammerist since the age of 6. I am now 34, as of last week, and I have been hobbying mostly ever since then. Now, of course, as with all of us, I did take breaks, of course, but I've been a hobbyist for a very, very long time. Now, when I first started, the very first model ever was the free metal Necron that came in a white dwarf. And whilst he is not the exact one, we do live with him right here. So Chewie was very kind and sent me one. He found one and he sent it to me, so I painted it on a stream, and this is the very first model that ever got me into it. Long time ago. However, I would do 40k for a little while until Lord of the Rings happened. And I'm sure it's a very familiar story. Many people will have had experienced the same thing. But Lord of the Rings Warhammer happened, and of course, so did the Battle for Middle-earth magazine. Which is where I accrued most of my collection at the time. Did you play Warhammer Fantasy Battles? A little bit. I didn't play Fantasy Battles until I was a teenager. Until I was sort of 15, 16, and a couple of my other friends were trying it out and having a go with it and really enjoyed it. And so wanted me to have a go at it and try it out and really enjoy it. And I did, ish. The thing I couldn't really get my head around with fantasy battles at the time was movement. I didn't like the way movement worked in the game, so it wasn't my favourite at the time as a young'un. However, the thing I did really like was Lord of the Rings, and I also really liked 40k as well. But 40k was the kind of, it's kind of like the cool kids game in some ways, because Lord of the Rings just brought so many people into Warhammer. You know, you couldn't escape those magazines. They were everywhere. They were in W.H. Smith's. They were in Woolworths. They were in your local newsagents. You just found Lord of the Rings Warhammer everywhere you went. So a lot of people were just like, oh, okay, cool, well, I'll give it a go. So there were loads of people who were really into Lord of the Rings, and 40k kind of became a bit of a snobby culture, especially in my area, right? For a little time. Because all the kids wanted to play was Battle of Helms Deep. That's all we wanted to do. And so we would. I would go to my friends and we would play. We would maybe get through one turn of every single Warhammer, every single Lord of the Rings Warhammer miniature that we all owned, and I had hundreds because of the magazine, because of birthdays, and because of Christmases and this, that, and the other. I just had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of the things, and sadly, I misplaced a lot of it when I was about 17. I basically left a box at a friend's house, and I was gonna go and I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll pick it up next time I'm home." And then I never saw that friend again, and I just forgot about it, and he forgot about it, and I messaged him a few years ago saying, "I don't know if you remember this," and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, I do. I think we've still got that box somewhere. I'll have a look." And he had a look, and his dad had thrown it out. Just hadn't known what it was, so just gone, yeah, get rid. So that's what happened to my Boromir of the White Tower, for example. Hello, Tony. And I had a Halberad, and like Faramir on horse and things like this. I just had a lot of models, including Legolas and Gimli on horse and all that kind of thing. I just had loads and loads of models that were used for one of those big battles that I was talking about, and then it was just gone. Which was sad. Will you be doing a video painting these Royal Guard and the mystery nostalgic models? I would love to, yeah. I'm going to try and carve out the time to do exactly that. If we can get it done in the weeks preceding War of the Rohirrim, that will make me very happy. Because in some ways, we're about to see the end of an era, potentially. It could be that a number of my favorite models of all times. And not because of their quality, because they're not particularly high quality, you know. Especially when you look at the types of things that Games Workshop makes nowadays, right? If you compare, like, even these Rohan Royal Guards, you compare them to the types of cavalry and stuff that come out. But I just love these. I love them so much. They will always hold a very, very, very special and dear place in my heart. Because it's my love for these that really inspires what happens, you know, almost 20, well, for 10 to 12 years later in the form of the YouTube channel. You know? So, Lord of the Rings Warhammer is responsible for the Warhipster as you know it. You should add Gamling with Banner as a captain for your Royal Guard. Yeah, well, so this is the thing, is I need to get Gamling with a banner, and I need to get Daorwine as well. I'm gonna hold off on buying anything Rohan, because at the moment, so in my stores, in my inventory, I have these three. I then also have 24 Warriors of Rohan, which seems a bit silly to paint at this point, given as we've seen the new ones. And I also have 12 old riders as well. I don't have the new riders. That would be a dream come true. Even if there are new riders, one can hope, one can dream. So I have 12 Riders of Rohan, 24 Warriors of Rohan, and Dernhelm, and of course a couple of metal models that you're going to see in just a moment. You also have Gamling to paint. So I painted a Gamling with Royal Standard when I was a kid, and again I don't have that model anymore. It was part of the Lost collection, the Warhipster Lost collection. That went walkabout, and I did a terrible job of it. Absolutely terrible job of it, and I would love to have another go at him. Oh. Make a pretty cool video. I reckon we could. Oh, stop sticking to my finger, you dastardly git. There we go. Excellent. Right, that is job number 1 done. Hello, Hilbert Gerald. As always, guys, I know I've already said it once before, but if you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be really, really nice of you. It is a free way to support the channel. Our first goal is to get to 50 likes on the stream. We are currently 14 away from that. Let's throw on some... Let's just throw on some punk, shall we? Let's see what happens. I started with Gondor back as a kid. Well, you would have loved Monday. We built a lot of Gondor on Monday. Hey! Just started watching, so sorry if I already mentioned. When will the Hive Storm terrain video go up. I managed to get a box early and I've been using your excellent guide for Vespers this week. The terrain video will go up tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday, 7:30 PM. Are these legit Royal Guard? I just painted half my regular Rider / Warriors with red and gold trim as opposed to green and steel. They are indeed legit Royal Guard. My current Rohan list requires 9 of them, and I was like, no chance. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. I did enjoy my birthday very much. You guys were incredibly generous on my birthday. And I was very overwhelmed by your generosity. So I must thank everybody out there who was incredibly generous on my birthday. Okay, that's the first one done. So, it is now time. Congrats on 70k, Josh. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that. It is time to take a trip now. I already showed these off on Monday, but we're going to build some absolute classics here. So these were my favourite miniatures in the world. I loved these so much. So we have Legolas, we have Gimli, we have Éowyn, we have Aragorn, we have Haldir, we have Gamling, we have Theoden, we have a Wood Elf Herald with a banner for some reason. Gregor, no way. Exactly! Here we go, let's go! Here we have the Heroes of Helms Deep. Now I had the Fellowship, of course I did. I loved the Fellowship, but the Two Towers was a film, man. Two Towers changed everything. Two Towers changed my life. Fellowship of the Ring did, but Two Towers just changed it again a year later. And the Return of the King did the same thing a year later. However, this right here was peak Lord of the Rings wargaming for me. So here we go. We're going to come in close for these. So this is Aragorn. Here we have Éowyn. And as you can see, they're helpfully labelled. We have Gimli, who for some reason is almost as tall. He's not that short. Here we have Legolas. There he is. And we have Haldir as well. There they are. And then we have Gamling. Whoa, lost our focus. Gamling and a classic Theoden. There they are. And then we have our Elf Herald as well. There he is. So you're going to get these all built. And then if we have the time, we do have another box. The others are just short. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. This one's going to be interesting. That is a spear tip there, isn't it? So we don't want to clip that off. So we'll just go through there like that. And we'll go through there as well. Should make things a little bit more manageable when we come to it. They just look like silver blobs to my old eyes. Well, I mean, yeah. My camera's not really dealing with it very well, being reflective, shiny white metal. One of the things I always thought was quite helpful about cleaning up a metal model, for example, was if something was just in the way, if you're careful, you can just bend it out the way, and then just bend it back. You don't want to be too like aggressive with the bending, because otherwise you can warp it then. But there was a bit just on the back of his helmet there which we needed to get at. So we need to do these bits up here as well. There we go. One down. You should put Gimli on a box. Well, then, because then he'd be taller than everyone. And one of the things about the way these used to work is sometimes you used to just be able to just slot them in. I don't think that's going to happen for us today, though. We're going to have to create some room. Worst case scenario. Pretty sure my first few metal minis I scraped off the primer for my metal swords. Ryan, that is exactly what I did. I thought I was gaming the system. might have to go and try and find a file. No, we got it. We got it. There we go. God, that took a lot of effort. Marvellous. James Mathias, thank you very much for being a member for 10 months. Love you, Josh. Thanks for continuing to put out quality content and building a welcoming and kind community. That's very kind of you. Thank you, James. I really appreciate that. That is exactly what we aim to do around here. I'll keep making the content as long as you guys keep watching it. And if you guys stop watching it, I'll probably realise too late that you've stopped watching it and keep doing it. To my detriment. David McAndrew, thank you very much for being a member for 6 months. 6 months? This community is amazing. Thank you, David. That's very kind of you. You guys are what makes the community. It's your world, I'm just living in it. But for those of you out there who fancy joining us in our community, you absolutely can do so. You can consider becoming a member here on YouTube, or heading over to Patreon, patreon.com/Warhipster. Or you can hope that some kind soul comes in here and gifts you a membership. And if they do, you get to join the best Discord on the internet. Alternatively, you can also send a super chat if there's something you desperately want to say. You can send one of your membership milestone messages as well. And in the description below is a link to PayPal if you want to donate directly without any other entity taking a cent of your money. Gregor, I have an old metal model of Gimli taking a smoke on a dead Uruk with his axe buried in its head. See, now that one's a valuable one. As long as you're on YouTube, I'll be here. Thank you, Stoogie. I appreciate that. Good evening, Shiny Metal. Hello, Jungle Camper. How you doing? Just to adjust my sitting position. Ooh. Okay, 2 down of this legendary box. Next up, we're going to do gambling. Do you know what? That doesn't feel right. We'll do Legolas next. We just did Gimli. The trick with these metal models is just being very methodical so that you don't miss all these little extra gates and stuff that need to come off. Because you invariably will miss one small one somewhere. Is that one? Nope. Yep, there's a little one. The like/viewer ratio is great, but not on 69. I know. We are on 50 likes. I like to see that. Thank you very much for getting to 50 likes, guys. But our next one, our next goal is 69 of the finest likes on the internet. And you know why they're the finest likes on the internet? Because it's your like. Doesn't matter who you do, it only counts as one. Good point. I just feel like Legolas wouldn't forgive me if he knew that I put together Gimli and didn't put together him. And you know what? I feel like that's fair enough. So now we ought to finish off the 3 hunters, you know, by building Aragorn. He's one of them there rangers. Yeah. Slippy. The new palette servo skull looks like a nice idea. Did you use a similar system for your contrast paints? I'm going to try it whenever it comes out. I'm going to give it a go. See if it works. I had a conversation with one of my top level Patreons actually on Monday, and he just bought some silicon palettes from Amazon. I said, "Oh, they look really cool." And he said, "Yeah, you just flip them over and pop them out when you're done, and that's how you get the paint out." And I was like, "That sounds pretty cool." So I was going to give it a try, and then Games Workshop goes and announces one. So I guess I'll wait until that one comes out and I'll buy that. And we'll see what it's like. Okay, I have just to sit here and hold this. They're discontinuing the palette pad. Yeah, I know. I might buy like 3 or 4. Oh, come on. Alan L, thank you so much for the $100. Assembling boarding actions terrain at my local GW store. But you know what this is for. I am aware. It's for the more clan rats. Thank you so much, Alan. That is unbelievably generous of you. Thank you so much. That goes into the Warlord Fund. I would just like you to glue now. It's just not doing it. Hold on. Let's just drown it. Drown it in super glue. That always works. If I never paint a clan rat again, it'll still be too soon. Fake Street Spirit, I'm messing up a prosecutor. Thanks for having me. Oh. I'm sure you're not messing it up that badly, and you're always welcome here, Fake Street Spirit. Just sit and hold it. That's what I'm going to do. This is an opportunity for us to talk. Would you rather paint 50 clan rats or 50 termagants? Do you know, I would rather paint 50 termagants, and the reason why is because it's like 4 colours. If I do the Patreon tier where I ask you to paint a model and I ask for a clan rat, well, Martin, if you do that, I would paint you a clan rat. However, I'd recommend choosing something a little bit, you know, better. But I wouldn't be happy about it. You'd be forcing me to buy more clan rats. I'm slowly getting through my termies, 40 down over many separate sessions. You're doing well, Jason. It's a lot of Terminators. Oh, you're Termagants. You're doing well. Did you ever use other kind of paint brands? Yeah, I've used Vallejo, or Vallejo, however you're supposed to say it. I've used some Army Painter. I've bought some of the Too Thin Coats range to try, but I just haven't had a chance to do so as of yet. I'm just trying to get the distance right on the microphone. We should all get that tier and ask for cat clan rats. Okay, so if you all subscribe to the top tier, I think there's only 10. A maximum of 10 people can do that at any time. I will just send you one of the ones I've already done. I have 40. I can send 40 people one clan rat. So what if it makes my Skaven collection unplayable? Who cares? I could replace them with storm vermin any time I run out of time. That doesn't make any sense. This is where the next edition of 40k will do 40k Skaven. And they'll be like, here's a new version of Clan Rats. They've just got las rifles instead. And I'll be like, nope. I'm out. See ya. Peace. Not doing this one. Going back to your Lost Lord of the Rings box, when I went to uni, I left all my Warhammer at my mother's house. She moved and my collection never reappeared at her new residence. Ugh. I'm sorry that happened to you, Fake Street Spirit. That sucks. Alright. Let's get Theoden put together, shall we? It's one model, one time. To answer your question, Thomas. So many crappy Saturday jobs endured paying for that stuff, making up for lost time now. I know. I think that's sometimes about my old box of Warhammer. Maybe that's why I do this. To make up for that one lost box. If that was the case, I'd say I've definitely made up for it by now. So I'm curious, guys. What are your, like, first models? The things that made you go, oh yeah, this is the hobby for me. This is what I want to do. Not long till Tails. No. Only a month now. The Space Marine Bike Squad. The Void Dragon. Eldar. And this was back in 1995. Very old Eldar. And also, some of which is still on sale. My old hammer is supposedly still in my parents' house in the attic, but I've not been able to find them yet. So that's what I thought about some of the bits that I managed to procure last time I saw my parents. Well, when I went to help them clear out the garage as they were moving. And we found some absolute gems. Including old courtiers and his retinue. I have the retinue. Late 90s Space Wolves. Ragnar and Bjorn the Fell-Handed. I missed them. Yeah, those were some absolute classics. When I saw the original metal Balrog on display at a local store, it was love at first sight. Nice, Gundalf. I have that somewhere. The metal Balrog. I think I might need to find someone who's willing to either print me or figure out where the tail has gone. It's either the tail or one of the wings is missing. Calgar from a few years back had never done 40k, hadn't touched anything in many years, but that mini drew me in. As in the newer one, the big one. Bog standard second ed Space Marine. My first love was the original Dark Angels Azrael. I think I just loved his wee helmet camera. Yeah. Yamail Angmar, the Watcher in the dark with the old Azrael and the Lion's Helm. There you go. Tyrion's for me, 4th edition 40k starter box. Original Space Hulk, 1990-ish, then found a Games Workshop a couple of months later. Soul Wars box for AOS, 40k. Scarab Occult Terminators. Hi, Laura. What got me into Warhammer was the art, says Captain Mannerings. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what particular piece? I think he's going to be safe. The Mines of Moria box. Hello, Star Pilot. How you doing? Hello, Frothy Paints. Metal Lord of the Rings miniatures. Nice. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're on a bit of a trip down memory lane at the moment. Just finished watching Liam. What was Liam doing? Oh, I saw. He was talking about the servo skull. Are those metal? They are indeed. Hello, Sir Strumming Fish. Big Fran from Chile. The best channel of contrast for YouTube. #1 fan of Latin America. Oh, thank you, Ishmael Araya, otherwise known as Bronzebeard. It was also the weekly 40k mag that built my pile of shame. Ah, yes. Yes, those magazines will get you. Ranting about the servo skull for like 5 minutes. I see. I like it. Well, I don't know if I like it. I haven't tried it. But I will try it. And do you know what? When that servo skull thing comes out, I'm going to make a video on it. The internet didn't scare me last time I made a Citadel Tools video. It won't scare me this time. Congrats on ticking over 70k subscribers, Josh. Thank you very much, Frosty Paints. Yeah, it's big. It's big. It's a big milestone. We're now a mere 4,933 away from my target of 75k for the year. Oh, we got another bit. A Warhipster sprue review. Oh, absolutely. It'll be a sprue review with no sprues. Look, I can probably tell you what that video is going to be, because what I will do is unlike the last one, is I'll buy a competitor, right, and we'll compare them side by side. Because I really like the idea of these silicon pallets. I like them a lot. And it might be, yes, that you are just paying for the brand and the fact that it's shaped like a servo skull, but that's fine for me. I kept my first model to help remind me of how far my painting has come in no small part thanks to you. Thank you, Edward. I'm going to change. Bike has got me started in painting and proper 40k, but my first intro to the universe was Space Hulk in 2011, in love with the lore and IP since. Nice. Maybe I'll do Corvus for Tales Season 3. Yes. The Corvus Cabal. Yes. Okay. So, guys. We have built the heroes of Helms Deep. Theoden, Gamling, Eowyn, Haldir, some dude with a flag, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. But I've got another one. I've got another one for you. Now this is truly special. Okay. We have a bag of bases. We have... Let me get them all out. We have some models that actually require some assembly. Which is a novel concept, I know. He's actually missing the tip of his sword. There it is. Any plans to get the special Nazguls? So I have one special Nazgul. I have a get off the road to do. Okay, so here we go. We have Legolas. He is a mess. We have another Gimli. And we have another Aragorn. With his arm. There we go. So we have another series of them. Ambush at Amon Hen. It is indeed. Including his arrows. So we have Boromir. And then we have some... We have the Uruk-hai. Carrying off Merry and Pippin. And we have... a couple more Uruk-hai. There they are. So the first thing I need to do is actually just... who wins in a fight? Boromir or Helm Hammerhand? Helm Hammerhand, I think, wins that. So I actually just need to repair the tip of Aragorn's sword, because he's missing his tip, as you can see. Done it. Are all Middle-earth strategy battle game minis made of metal, or are these just older things? No, so it's just these older ones. They're not all made of metal. But these are some proper classics, right? There's quite a few in plastic these days. In fact, there's plastic versions of all of them, apart from gambling. So there's plastic versions of Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli. There's a plastic version of Theoden, and Eomer, and a bunch of them. In fact, I have a plastic version of Eowyn right here. There she is. It's a little bit dusty, but there we go. So there's Dernhelm. Is that Gimli shorter than the other one? Nope, they're the same height. So do you prefer the metal ones or just for nostalgia? For nostalgia. For nostalgia, I love a metal miniature. I mean, I 100% prefer a metal miniature to, say, a Finecast one. But I do love metal miniatures. Because this is the era that I grew up in, right? It's where I started. I started Warhammer with metal miniatures, not with plastic ones. So for me, metal miniatures hold this really special place in my heart. And so I love just getting to look at them again. I mean, it's a horrible material to work with. Of course it is. But there's something about it. Was there excitement for plastic at the turning point, or were people saying that Games Workshop was falling off? I mean, to be honest, I don't really know, because it was the internet, before the internet, really. I really want to get the Lost Kingdoms ring race, but I don't want to deal with the Dark Marshal being resin. I don't know these miniatures. Ring wraiths. Ring wraiths of the Lost Kingdoms. Oh, they are pretty cool. The Dark Marshal is resin, everything else is metal. Oh, that's really annoying. See, the one for me is this one. These guys. I love these. They are unfortunately resin, though. But I think I've still got some of these. I did, though, do... Oh, no, hang on. That video. It's 50 quid for the Lost Kingdoms. Yeah, yeah, £50. Ring Wraiths of the Lost Kingdoms. Dark Marshal and on foot is resin. Shadow Lord. The Undying are on metal. Yeah. What's mad is it's 50 quid for that, £42.50 for that, and there's 3 of them. I bet these are resin as well. No, they're metal. Interesting. Carmel. Yeah, resin. The Betrayer. Yeah, there you go. I watched your Keeper of Secrets tutorial today during a work lull. It's such a chill and inspiring video. Oh, thank you, Fake Street Spirit. I'll ring your wraith. Damn right you will, Reza. Sorry I can't stick around longer, but I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Good night, everyone. Good night, Elec Man. Hope you're well. I didn't see you dropped in, but hello and goodbye. Oh. It's been a busy week, guys. It's only due to get busier as well. I'll see if I have the energy for some of this in a minute. Question is how do these actually go together? And that's a left arm. That's a right arm. That would make sense. That one would also make sense. What's fun is I actually have I've got plastic Urukai Scouts, so these ones are just a like nice added extra. Derek Neiman, thank you very much for being a member for 19 months. That is outrageous and outstanding and amazing and incredible. Thank you so much. It's a very, very, very long time. Sorry to change the subject, but are you bringing any AOS down with you to Liam's AOS Weekender? Well, I would assume I would be, yeah. Is it Spearhead? Or am I bringing 2,000 points? Or do you want me to bring 10,000 points and play Winner Stays On? Because we can do both of those things. All 3 of those things. Although I'm not sure he'd be very impressed by that. Come at me, bros. Bring all your clan rats. All 40 of them. Wait, if I took the Skaven Spearhead, I'd have to. So conceivably, I could bring 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. I think I could muster. There's a couple of bits I'd have to paint, but I think I could muster 8,500 points of Stormcast alone. Plus my 5,000 points of Sylvaneth. That's 13,000 points. Plus my 2,000 points of Cities of Sigmar. 15,000. Yeah, I can easily bring 15k. Cameron, thank you so much for the 10 gifted Warhipster memberships. You absolute legend. Thank you so much. That puts us back over 400. We're on 404. We're quite a way off 569. Is Spearhead really that fun? I bought everything for Spear Seraphon last year, but I'm just starting to paint them. Spearhead is a lot of fun. Living in the US and not being able to play any type of AOS with y'all is a bummer. Am I allowed to say that when I'm reading it out? I was told I wasn't allowed to say it. It is a shame, James. I would very, 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 very much like to play Warhammer with you. I need to get myself across to an American event, really. Bring 15k AOS and leave with 5k. I'm not doling out 2,000 point armies, thank you very much. How much in points do you have for Skaven? I think it's about 3,000. 3,000 would make sense. It's basically the contents of it's the contents of Skaventide plus one of everything from the new range. That's my army. That's my Skaven collection. Would having 20 Liberators be too much, or should I paint them in a different storm host? I don't think 20 Liberators is too much. I think 20 Liberators would be a very solid core of an army. Especially in a 4-objective game, where 2 of them are in your deployment zone. 2 blocks of 10 on each of your home field objectives would be very, very strong. If you were to tour America, Spinal Tap would be on your undercard. I'd have to film the tour. I'd have to film the tour of America. And you know how that would go. Poorly. It would be the worst video on the channel. But it would be the most fun to make. I had a chat with a one of those agencies that pretends they want to help you for free, but actually wants you to pay them lots of money for them to tell you the same old thing that everyone else is going to tell you anyway about making your channel better. And they were talking to me about all the stuff that you know, they would recommend, and they were like, you know, for one thing, you know, we've noticed that people really like things like real life content. So like you could sort of move towards becoming more of a blog channel. And I was like, no. She was like, why not? Why isn't that something you would explore? And I was like, well, because the problem with that is you just end up spending so much money to make your life seem interesting. Because nobody wants to watch a video of me kind of sitting about doing nothing. So you end up having to be like, alright, let's go out and do stuff. Did you ever take part at Golden Demon? I did, Hilbert Gerald. I took part. I entered Golden Demon at Warhammer Fest. Last year, was it? Was that last year? I took along a number of my models that I'd painted, and didn't get a single pin. And then I spent the next 12 hours feeling like a fraud and a fake and a failure. So it was a really nice experience for me as a hobbyist. No one in their right mind would watch a grown man faffing about in his home. Exactly, says Drumming Fish. Who would do that? Crazy. What were the models I took along again? It was Archaon, Angron, Aemir, what else did I take? There was more. There was more models. I think I took 5 in the end. Dante, yes, Dante was in there. Thank you, Cameron. He was. Dante was in there. And I think I did an AOS miniature as well. I can't remember what it was. was very weird. Did the stream just go down for anyone else? Did the stream just go down for you guys, or was it just for me? That was very bizarre. I just dropped 0.7% of frames and the website crashed. That was very odd. Very, very strange. Still live on your end. Good. YouTube was acting up in Liam's stream too. Yeah, it's been doing that. I have this theory though that YouTube's been acting up for a little while. And I only mean that in the sense that all of my numbers and stuff just basically bottomed out for 2 months. And then in the last like 2 weeks or so, it's kind of gone back to normal. So like things have been growing again and all that kind of thing. Are there any parts of your painting process you're looking to improve? Yeah, I'm always kind of looking at ways I can improve improve my painting. Always, yeah. I think that's that's part of the process. As much as you guys might be on a journey, and you're using my videos as part of your journey, I am also on that same journey. I'm always looking to, do something that pushes the boundaries a little bit more with kind of my painting videos and stuff like that. And I make these little advancements here and there every so often. I don't want to completely change my style or anything because I really like the way I paint, and I really like the videos I make, and I really like the final result. But there's stuff like with the Skaven, for example, there was a couple of things we changed in that in terms of achieving different metallic results, not by using piles of different metallic paints, but rather kind of limiting the amount of metallic paints we were using, and using contrast to push the boundaries of that. And I think it really worked on the Skaven. I don't know if that necessarily will work on everything, because sometimes you just want a clean metallic. But yeah, I'm always on the lookout. Who do you admire in the painting community, or you get inspiration from? You guys? I admire all of you. I get a lot of inspiration from you guys as well, mostly. I mean, honestly, the motivation really comes from... The motivation and the inspiration to make cool videos and painting tutorials generally comes from... And genuinely also comes from seeing the way you guys enjoy and interact with Warhammer, mostly. It's that kind of thing of, would I still be painting Warhammer if I didn't have a YouTube channel? Yeah, absolutely I would. I absolutely would still be painting, but I wouldn't be like making YouTube content out of it, for example. I'll just be painting for myself, doing bits and bobs here and there, and probably going to tournaments and stuff like that more often than not. And I wouldn't have like a Discord and stuff like that. And the fact that I have the Discord and I have you guys and I have these live streams and I get the ability to be able to talk to you guys and hang out, and meet you all, and hear about the stuff that you're doing and see the stuff that you're doing, and it truly is very inspirational, and it's the best way to enjoy. For me, I've found it's been the best way to enjoy Warhammer. Do you think your contrast style would struggle with the Rogue Hobbies minis with how large the details are while being flat and quite untextured? I don't know if it would struggle, but it would certainly take a higher level of precision. Because you're able to do things like paint a rhino, for example, which isn't very textured at all, but you can do that with contrast paint. I've done that here on the channel. I've done a razorback exactly that way. I would admire me too. Rez is one of the most admirable people in the world. He's great. He's an amazing man. And he knows it, which makes him infuriating. If people admire me, something's gone wrong. Nonsense, Star Pilot. Nonsense. You're here. You're in this community. You're hobbying. You're enjoying it. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. It's wonderful. Honestly. Us YouTubers will always say to you, we can't do this without you. And it is true. It is true when we say this, that kind of none of it continues really without people like yourselves out there enjoying and supporting the content. And that to me is like, it's just like it's really hard to get your head around sometimes, because it's like, well, what did I ever do? Do you know what I mean? Like, especially when you have a inferiority complex like I do. But it is true. The whole ecosystem doesn't happen without the support of amazing folks like yourselves. And that's why it's important to always... We call it imposter syndrome. Yeah, no, that is a better... it's probably more accurate to what I what I experience. Yeah, I experience that on a daily basis. Because to me it's inconceivable that I'm in the position I'm in, that I do this as my job. This is my full-time living. My full-time job, and that's bonkers and insane. And I think the day I wake up and I think, yeah, do you know what? Actually, I am the best in the world. I don't owe these people anything. Is the day that I should quit as a YouTuber. GW have got rid of Kassakin and striking scorpions from online. Did I miss something? I found that sometimes those things have been starting to crop up in the new, in the kill team section, rather than in the 40k section. Are they doing BS reboxing crap again? They are also doing that for the new edition of Kill Team. But when I looked at it the other day, I saw that because I was going to buy a couple of boxes of Kassakin. Places like Element and that should have like 10 plus in stock, or at least they did when I looked about 4 days ago. What turntable do you use? I just bought one from Amazon. I can't remember what it's called. Have you tried solo kill team yet? No, not yet. I haven't had the time. I'm going to. I want to try and figure out a way to stream it. Maybe in the coming weeks. I just don't have enough room currently up here to be able to do that. I need to like clear off my desk so that you guys can see it all. Because I went to initially set it up last week to see if I could do something with it, but I was like, nope, it's not going to be an easy thing for me to do. So I just haven't had the time this week. I've been absolutely rammed so far this week, and it's not going to get any better next week. Chat can decide baddies' moves. Exactly, Megaroon. That's what I was thinking. Chat versus Warhipster. I know who wins that every time. You have to remember that my dice are terrible when they're on camera. My dice are camera shy, so it'll be very, very quick. If only you knew someone with a studio and lots of sexy cameras. Yeah, but then I have to have to kind of commandeer his space. And also travel. And that's what I mean. I've been too busy. Didn't you beat Joe in Liam's channel? Yes, I did. I will concede one thing. Very occasionally, I can pull a performance out of nowhere. Especially when it comes to Age of Sigmar. So your dice were not rolling bad, Josh? No, that time they weren't. And then when I played recently at Tabletop Tactics, I played a game versus Chef. My dice were just rolling incredibly hot, and his were terrible. But I can demonstrate for you now. I have some dice here. The family's woken up for the morning. I'll have to jump off the stream. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night/day wherever you are in the world. You too, Frothy Paints. Have a good one. 6. Here are 6 dice. That is what I have rolled. 3 5s, a 4. That was a 4. A 3 and a 2. It's okay. 4 5s, a 1 and a 3. They're not going to do it now. 1 6. There you go. That's more like it. 1 6. So I play. There's a game you can play with dice that's quite fun. Okay, this is what I like to do when I'm bored, or when I'm waiting, or when I'm nervous and I need to keep my hands busy, especially in a social situation where there are dice involved. Are they the official custodian's dice? They are indeed. So what you do is you take 6 dice, right, and you roll the dice, and you discard any 1s. In that case, there's no 1s. So we pick them up again. And we roll. And then we discard all the 1s and 2s. Then we roll again. And we discard the 1s, 2s and 3s. Then we roll again. And we discard the 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. Then we roll again. And we discard the 1, 2, 3, 4s and 5s. Hey, we made it to the end! That's what you do. It's the game. So you do that, discard the 1. Discard the 1 and the 2. Discard the 1s, the 2s and the 3s. There you go. I lost. Second time round. Try again. Discard the 1. Discard the 2s. Discard the 3s. Discard the 4s. And we lost. There we go. It's a fun game. You can keep yourself occupied with it for hours. I'm out. I'm out. See what I mean? I can assume everybody is now finding 6 dice to play this. Ooh. Ah. Ah. There you go. Ah, it's a fun dice game you can play with your friends. I call it don't roll the wrong number. It really rolls off the tongue. You're about to start watching Twitch. That makes sense. I thought it was a fun game. Gonna use it for gambling in D&D. I like it. I like rolling 6 dice and keeping any that is not repeated until I get 6 different results, but yours is nice too. Oh, that is a good game as well there, your mail Langmore. Shall I give that one a go? Alright, here we go. So, keep those. This needs to be a 5. 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 5. Yay! Nice. Fun dice game. Fun dice game to play with your friends. Anyway. Guys, it is 10:30, which means we've been streaming for 2 hours, which means we come to the end of another Wednesday. Thank you for that trip down memory lane. I hope you enjoyed seeing some old metal models. I should probably get on with painting some of these at some point, right? Is probably what I should do. I hope you had a nice time with me tonight. We will be back tomorrow with a painting video. How to paint your Hivestorm terrain in 6 hours or less. Is the video tomorrow. I'm not sure if it'll be called that. It might be called exactly like that. Because that's what I did. I painted the Hivestorm terrain in 6 hours or less. But we shall return with a painting video tomorrow. And then on Saturday, in fact, we're going to be doing a live stream with the preview. And we're going to be doing a video. So, yeah. What colour was the prime for the terrain so I can pick up a can? It was Chaos Black. Ooh. Ooh. It was Chaos Black that I primed the terrain in. It's not a Contrast Plus painting tutorial. I'm going to finally hit the big leagues. But anyway, I shall see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow for a painting video. I hope you all had a good evening, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Here is the hand of farewell, and I shall wave it at thee. Have a good night, everybody. Love you. Bye. Bye for now. Bye. Love you. Bye.